Things weren't at all working out the way I thought they would on this evening. There I was, 17 years old, an aspiring oboist, in the apartment with Marcie Wasserman, 35 years old, incredibly beautiful. I thought she was going to give me another crocheting lesson. No, when I got there, she said she wanted me to give her a haircut. So, okay. I tried giving her a haircut, even though I'd never given anyone a haircut before, but it hadn't worked out too well, the haircut, because her dog, Beanie, this kind of rat-like dog, kept jumping up against my leg, which Beanie lusted for tremendously. And so I tried getting the hair just right, but it ended up in this sort of lopsided, Picasso-esque sort of effect. And then the haircut had been cut short, and Marcie had pulled me out of the kitchen, through the living room, and into the bedroom, where she slammed the double doors in Beanie's face. And now it was just me and Marcie Wasserman, alone in the Wassermanian bedroom. Marcie was making her way to the huge double bed. She sat down on the bed, she leaned back, and she pulled open her bathrobe. And there she was. Her hair, but her face was still symmetrical, and her freckles were still there, and her neck, and her collarbone things, and her breasts, rising and falling, perhaps in some kind of coordination with her breathing. Nipples surrounded by brown, I believe the Playboy advisor had called them areoles, and then her belly, and then between her legs, this damp-looking dark patch I'd never seen before, because the only naked women I'd seen to that point were in Playboy. And in Playboy, there were naked women, of course, but they were naked from here down to there. I mean, they'd always be standing behind furniture. Because evidently there was a law at the time that if you were a naked woman in a photograph, you had to be near furniture or a hedge. So out of habit, I briefly tried superimposing a chaise lounge, but she was talking to me. She was saying, "Josh, why don't you take off your clothes?" I hadn't anticipated having to take off my clothes. Underneath my clothes was my body. But she's lying there, she's watching me. So I took off my clothes, and then I was standing there naked and pointing at her, if you know what I mean. So I just followed myself to the bed and lay down next to Marcie Wasserman. She said, "Why don't you go on top?" I thought, okay. So now I'm on top of Marcie Wasserman. She says, "Why don't you go inside?" I thought, okay, I'm pointing, it makes sense. The man, I understand, is supposed to go inside the woman. So I tried to go inside. And I tried again. And I tried to go inside again. But it wasn't intuitively obvious how to get inside. I kept bouncing off of something. I thought, well, I must be in the right region. It's the part that's hidden by furniture. I thought, but how do I get inside? This should be easy, right? This should be the easiest thing in the world to do. How do we evolve all these billions of years? Everything can do this. Coyotes can do this. Bees can do this. Protozoa split, but virtually everything else can do this. Why can't I do this? Then I felt her hand on me, guiding me in. I thought, oh, we must have had help. And now I'm sliding in, slithering and sliding in. I felt like I was miles long, though I knew I wasn't. Slithering and sliding in. I thought, of course I'm sliding in. Of course I'm sliding in. I'm a man. I'm a man. They're going to name trees after me. Of course I'm sliding in. I'm a man. And I slid all the way in. Now I slid all the way in. I just started going in and out. Just intuitively going in and out. When I started moving inside of Marcie, Marcie started to heave and to gasp. I thought, what is she doing? Miss April never did this. Miss May never did this. And then I remembered, in hygiene class, they just taught us about certain situations some people get into where the important thing is to keep them from biting off their tongue. I thought I had to keep her from biting off her tongue. But now I couldn't even think about her. She was heaving so much, I was holding onto a little lopsided fringe of hair just to keep from being thrown. She's heaving. I'm now screaming out of vertigo. Ah! Ah! Outside, Beanie is barking and throwing himself against the door. Arf, 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 arf. Gotta save that leg. Leg is in trouble. Arf, 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 arf. He's barking. I'm screaming. She's heaving. Barking, heaving, screaming. Barking, heaving, screaming. Now somebody's happening to my penis. Something's happening to my penis. Wait! I understand volcanoes now. Volcanoes don't explode because they want to explode. They don't explode out of malevolence. They explode because they can't not explode. And I slid out. And I looked back up at Marcie with what must have been a look of self-gratification. She was looking down at me with a different look. Was it consolatory? Marcie said, "That's okay, Josh. You don't have to feel bad." That was the first moment it occurred to me that perhaps there was a reason I should feel bad. I thought, oh, I bet I should have stayed pointing longer. Evidently, it's not enough in these situations simply to survive. And she was patting the pillow next to her. So I crawled back up to the pillow, carrying with me my newfound sense of insufficiency. A sense of insufficiency that would become a real pal in my adult life. I laid down on the pillow next to her. I turned my head away from her. I'm so embarrassed. I wasn't ready for this. I wish I could just disappear. I wish I could just dissolve into the pillow. And cold air was blowing in through a crack in the window. Cold air was blowing in. It was fluttering my hair. Cold air was coming in. It was fluttering my hair. And then the air suddenly turned warm. It was Marcie's hand. She was stroking my hair. Marcie said, "Really, Josh, it's okay. It happens. And anyhow, you're young. You'll learn. In fact, while we're here, would you like to learn something, Josh? Something that would make me happy? Not just me, but other women?" I thought, what? She said, "Josh, you know how we kissed before?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, there's another way we can kiss." "Good. Would you like to learn?" "Yes." She said, "Well, maybe we better go about this gradually. Josh, why don't you start by kissing me again on the lips?" "Okay." I gave her a little kiss on the lips. She said, "Good. Now keep kissing me, but move down slowly." "Okay." I was just under her chin now, right down there. I started going down at a kind of a steady pace. Started to feel kind of like a Land Rover. Going down her neck, between her collarbone things. Here come her breasts. I went between her breasts. Wanted to stay with her breasts, but now I was moving down to her belly button. I hovered over her belly button. And then, in a fit of inspiration, I stuck in my tongue. I moved my tongue around and around her belly button. Round and around. One way and the other way. Round and around. Then back the first way. Round and around. I thought, this is fun. I thought, I'm so glad she thought of this. I could do this all night. I could do this forever. I'm an oboist. Going round and around. I could do this over and over and over. And then I felt her hand on my head, pushing me down. I came upon a ridge of hair. More hair. A whole hair region. She said, "Your tongue." I started licking it. She said, "Inside." I went inside. She went, "Ah." I came out. She said, "Go back." I went back. She went, "Ah, no, back where you were." I said, "This is where I was." She said, "No, exactly where you were." I said, "This is exactly where I was. It's inside." She said, "Josh, I want you to listen to me very carefully. I would like you to move 3 millimeters up. I said, okay. Okay, now 2.5 to the right. You're right. Okay. Now down in sort of a 45-degree arc. I feel like, the pilot died, the co-pilot had a heart attack. I don't know how to fly a 747, but if I don't land the plane, everyone's gonna die. And I didn't even know what I was looking for. I did not know what I was looking for. Maybe it was a little bump. Maybe it was a bump on my tongue. And I was getting preoccupied with the taste. The taste was sort of salty. I mean, not matzah exactly, but I'm hanging on there. I'm trying to find there. She went, there, that's it, there, hang on there. Stay there until I tell you to stop. I thought, okay, I'm going to stay there. I'm going to stay there. In fact, to anchor myself there, I'm going to hold onto her legs, which are big and cold and strong. I'm hanging on there. And now she starts to heave and to undulate. She said, no, go back there, go back there. But the there wasn't there anymore. The there was there, it was there, it was there. It was a Gertrude Stein kind of situation. The there was not there. I thought, okay, in my mind, visualize a grid. Okay, B12, not there. Okay, Q13, not there. Okay, but the hypotenuse of a triangular would be, I went, that. She went, there, that's it, there. I thought, okay, my education is useful. So I'm hanging on there. I'm hanging on there. And Marcie's going, stop! No, Josh, stop. That's why I'm holding your head away. Stop! Josh, it's very important to stop when I say stop. Otherwise, Josh, it tickles. In a bad way. Come back up here. Come back up to the pillow. Yes, you can, Josh. Yes, you are. Yes. I crawled back up to the pillow and lay down next to Marcie Wasserman, staring up at the ceiling. The paint on the ceiling was peeling. It was beautiful peeling, Marcie, peeling, paint, peeling. She was stroking my hair. She said, Josh, that was very good. You're a good student. Oh, Josh, you're so young. You're so young. You probably think your life is going to be filled with exciting moments like these. And you may wonder how you'll ever fit all those exciting moments into just one life. But let me tell you, Josh, when you get older, when you hit your 20s, you'll look ahead and you'll see your life to be one vast, flat, arid desert. And as you stumble, choking across that desert, every once in a while, you'll come upon an oasis, a tiny oasis of pleasure. And you'll kneel down, and you'll touch your lips to the cool damp